Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to start with a question. Do you know how much CO2 a nuclear power plant is emitting when producing electricity?
0.
Yeah, thank you very much. Surprisingly, 86% of the young generation here in France is convinced that nuclear energy actually contributes to climate change. This is astonishing, and it's even more perplexing knowing the amount of information that we have out there about energy mix and nuclear energy in particular. It doesn't reach them, and I think there are two main reasons for that. First, the information is usually biased, too complex, difficult to find, and is not appealing to a young audience. Moreover, the current fear-based narrative creates a feeling of helplessness rather than push for climate action. Now, do you know how much time teenagers spend on average per day on their phones? 5 hours, 5 hours per day. Imagine if you could take only a fraction of that time to help them become better informed citizens and lead climate action. We are 0Carbon, a free educational app that breaks down the complex information about the energy mix to the young audience. And you might ask, how are you going to convince the young audience to spend any time at all on an educational tool? So this content will be delivered in the form of a game. 0Carbon will allow the user to add or remove a power plant using different technologies and directly see the effect that their choices have on carbon emission, amount of electricity produced, electricity price, etc., etc. Imagine how powerful it can be when you see directly how your decisions and your actions can affect the climate. In addition to appealing graphics, 0Carbon will offer several game mechanisms to increase and encourage long-term engagement and increase the amount of users. First, a system of challenges and reward will push the users to explore new features in the app, share the app with their friends, and build better intuition about the energy mix. In the meantime, a strong sense of community will be built within the app using integrated social media, and to make sure that the app is a group experience rather than a personal endeavor. And if you want to play alone, that's fine. Leafy, our very friendly companion, will guide you through the app, ask you questions, and share information with you.
Our product will be designed to appeal to teenagers between 10 and 16 years old. A level-based approach will be used to adjust the content to the age and level of interest of the user. So younger and less interested users will be presented with an enjoyable game which gives them all the necessary information in a simple and concise way. Older and more interested users at the same time will be given a more comprehensive educational tool. These older and higher interest users will also play a key role in our marketing strategy. We will target them first, and since they are the most likely to enjoy the app and spend a lot of time using it, we will use them as a vessel for our marketing to promote it among their friends using social media and word of mouth. Since we're talking about a non-profit project, we would also like to engage influential educators and encourage them to incorporate their app in their teaching material. Let's now move on to our development roadmap. So we will spend the first 4 months doing groundwork and engaging with our stakeholders. We'll start with a crowdfunding campaign and engage a team of software developers. They will build a prototype, and this prototype will be tweaked based on feedback from test group. That prototype will subsequently be presented to potential donors for another round of funding. This funding will be used for development, marketing campaigns, and 2 years of maintenance of the product. The final month of development will be used for delivering the first version, launching the campaign, and the final big release. We estimate that the whole product will not cost more, the development of the whole product will not cost more than 200,000 euros. Now allow me to introduce the people behind this project. So Pierre Clement provides the strategic vision and ideas. Myself, Igor, I provide the industry insights. Alexia has the know-how and the contacts to deliver the app, and Victor is the person behind all the data and the models. We believe that 0Carbon has the potential to make a real impact. Through engaging with the younger generations, it will change their attitudes toward nuclear and enable the future success of the industry and more effective climate action. With that in mind, we would like to ask you to support our project and thank you for your attention. I would now like to invite Alexia and Victor to the stage to answer any questions you may have.
Just before starting with the question, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to encourage you to go on, to grab your phone, your tablet or your computer and to go to 0Carbon.cf, 0 as a number and CF as carbon free. Check out our website and what we are currently doing. Thank you.
That was the first question I wanted to ask. Did you provide a prototype? So yes, this is the question. Can you show us, or we have to try to find out on the website?
Actually, I'm not talking about a prototype of the app. Right now, we only have a website which basically showcase some of the features we will implement later on.
Okay. Yes, thank you for targeting this young generation. I think it's really key, as I already mentioned in my previous questions. I have two questions. How do you create the addiction? Because I mean, if we have this game has to diffuse, you have to create kind of addiction. And then I wanted to know if it was possible to have a collaborative gaming and organize kind of energy battle or something like that.
So in order to have a tailored content, we're going to work closely with educators, with psychologists, and we have an extended network of gamers who will help us define what is an addictive game. Now, we are really looking at those group plays because we want to get classes involved, we want to have teachers having competitions between classes, we want to have friends being able to compete with one another. So yes, this is definitely something we want to do.
Okay, so I've got a question on the data that will be running behind this for the amount of greenhouse gas carbon emissions that you are stating per energy source, and you have it there. There you go, as if you're expecting that question. So we're called 0Carbon, but then you've got nuclear and it's not zero. So explain to me the confusion that might happen with the audience, the public, when they're trying to wrestle with that idea. When you talk about the whole life cycle aspect, so how are you going to explain the life cycle aspect inside your app?
Let me just rephrase very quickly your question. You're asking, as we don't use like 0 carbon emission for nuclear power, how can we make this fact readable, understandable for our younger audience? Well, I'd say that we don't expect, especially our younger user, to dig this deep into the data. We will manage their user experience through pathways within the game, and what we expect is that they will realize that if you want to manage like the targets and the rewards and the challenges we will be setting up, then even though nuclear is not producing, like emitting on the whole life cycle 0 carbon dioxide, it's basically the best compromise if you want to manage both the price, the land usage, the carbon emission and stuff like that. But we're mostly relying on like visually appealing indicators in order to make this data model behind it really readable and understandable for our younger audience.
Okay, thank you, but you will explain that there is life cycle emissions as well, somewhere in the application.
This is basically enclosed in the tailored resource content that Alexia was talking about earlier. We really expect to have different user experience according to the audience, thus be able to target more.
Great, great.
Yeah, I have a question about the level of detail of the models that are going to run behind the game, both in terms of the energy itself and maybe on the economics side, and how do you intend to avoid the potential pitfall that the game as a whole would be dismissed for potential oversimplification?
what we are actually trying to push forward right now, we've established some contact with the Department of Energy and Climate Change within UK, which is basically developing also a calculator for carbon emissions at the horizon of 2050. The app is called My 2050 basically, and they're also doing it like relying on some assumptions. So what we would really like to do is to work together with those teams and to be able to gather the data and come out with a more efficient and less attackable, I'd say, model.
Does it include economics model?
Yeah.
Could you test your young customers applicants to game or to play with the game?
So it's actually the third phase of our development where we have a prototype. We're going to have beta testing rounds where we'll be able to have some feedback and actually tweak the product to make sure it reaches its target.
How much would you spend to develop the prototype?
So
can you hear me if I speak with the writer?
yeah, you'll hear. So we have determined this budget. For the development, we have allocated 100,000 euros. We know that the prototype would cost about 50 to 60,000 euros, and the rest would be for the final development.
So just on these values, what would I get out of it if I wanted to invest in this? Where is my return? What benefits am I getting?
I think that better awareness of the benefits of nuclear energy is basically beneficial for the whole nuclear industry to be able to get the message awareness which would be provided by our app during its lifetime.
Okay, so advocacy and data analytics, I suppose,